Team coverage continues right now. We were also outside the Hyatt as the protest took place. Of course, a lot of members of the Greenville County GOP and just Keep America Great supporters lined the streets there as you were heading into downtown Greenville to make sure their voices were heard too as the House Speaker made her way in to Greenville.
Fox Carolina's Shell Ramin joins us now from downtown Greenville. Shell, you were there throughout the night and a lot of people showed up for this.
Oh yeah, Tori, you know, that's an understatement. It was definitely rowdy out here with all of these protesters all day. Some definitely came early to show their support for President Donald Trump. If you can imagine, right where I'm standing, all the way upward towards that light on Main Street and then past the Hyatt Regency, there were protesters everywhere. At last check, they said that there were more than 300 people out here. And of course, they were all holding up signs, ones like this one saying Pelosi, twisted ideas, poison for America. But just to give you an idea, at least 300 people, like I mentioned, felt pretty strongly enough to come out here in front of the Hyatt to not necessarily protest House Speaker Pelosi, but to show their support for President Trump. This comes after her inquiry for impeachment was announced just last week. As I mentioned, wearing Trump t-shirts, holding up signs. People we spoke to say they left work early or they skipped out on Friday night plans, but it was all worth it. They took over the stretch in front of Norma Square. Pair that up with Oktoberfest and you can imagine the crowd. But many people here claim they feel like the president has had a target on his back since day one. And we saw that with people dressing up, imitating Pelosi's appearance, and even holding up signs saying witch hunt.
I was a Californian, a native Californian for 63 years, and I escaped 4 years ago, and I do mean escaped. If you don't think that something like California can happen throughout the nation, it can. And if Nancy Pelosi's constituents want to go ahead and vote for homelessness, they want to vote for human scum, they want to vote for opioid crisis, that's their prerogative. But don't spread it to the rest of the country.
It seems like the Democratic Party, all they want to do is fight, which is supposed to be for the good of the country. They're fighting against that.
And several people made no bones about pointing out that Pelosi rarely visits the upstate. Obviously, people inside feel strongly about the speaker applauding her as she brought up diversity and the recent impeachment inquiry, saying this is a republic, not a monarchy. But taking you back live out here, you can see the sign that we saw earlier, Pelosi, twisted ideas, poison for America. That's what I was referring to earlier. Those are the kind of slogans that we saw earlier this afternoon with tons of people taking over Norma Square. Despite the beating heat, they say nothing could stop them from being here. Reporting live in Greenville, I'm Shell Ramin, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.